Hello class, we're going to be going over running form today, and what our focus is going to be endurance ready, not sprinting. So we're going to start from the top and we're going to work our way down. First we're going to go over just kind of what where we want our positions anatomically. So for our heads, when we're running, we're going to be looking straight ahead, not looking down or up. That's just going to help you kind of keep that natural posture. Onto the shoulders. The shoulders are going to be down and relaxed when we're pumping our arms. We don't want to be shrugging our traps, or everything's going to be nice and relaxed in our arms, because when we keep our upper body, obviously, is the main mover of ourselves, of when we're running. But it is important that we kind of have that nice relaxed uh, upper body, so we're not tiring ourselves out, and we're allowing our kind of selves to freely move in motion. For the arms are going to be kind of going concurrently with our strides, and kind of same thing. Arms are nice and relaxed. We're not going to be, we don't want to be squeezing our hands too hard. So you're not fisting. Some people kind of do this, or just kind of like a nice light open like fist very lightly closed. For our hips are kind of going to be our center of gravity. So we don't want our hips to be tilted too far forward or too far backward. That would put pressure on our back if we're leaning forward too far. When we are our position when we're running, it's going to be just, we're going to be running tall, and the position could be just ever so slightly lean forward, not too much, because that could put pressure on the back. Leaning back, obviously, you don't want to be doing that. When we're running endurance, we want to try to be efficient in our movements. And sprinters, obviously, we're going to be leaning more forward, and we're going to be longer stride lengths. But when we're doing endurance running, it's more efficient in our, we're trying to save energy because we're going for a long run. When it comes to our legs, for our strides, for example, we're not trying to overstride our lengths and heel strike. We want to make sure our strides are just nice and efficient. We're not raising our knees too much like a sprint as well, because that's also drains energy as well. When we're pushing off our foot, we kind of land on kind of the mid section of our foot, and as we land our stride, it kind of is just a nice smooth motion into the toes, and then we just continue the motion again in our next foot. So that's kind of like a basic running motion breakdown. When it comes to common mistakes, so number one would be just doing too much too soon when you're running. This could be just, starting, there's a lot of great programs online and stuff. I really like Nike Run Club. They have a really good beginners program. And they'll guide you through that initial stuff. So you definitely don't want to overreach when you first begin your training. Another mistake is overexerting yourself. So you want to be running at a good pace, but you never want to feel like you can't breathe. And that's kind of just like, there's like a talking test. As long as you can kind of talk while you're running, then you should be okay. You're kind of trying to breathe in through the diaphragm, not through the chest, because that could kind of like raise that rib cage. Proper footwear is really important for running. You want to, like, if you could go to like a specialty store that will help you, give you advice. As I learned, your foot expands when you're running, and so you might have to size up a shoe to give your foot space when you're running. Also, proper arch support and so on. Another common mistake is, the upper body is being tight in the upper body, and and twisting left or right maybe. So we want to be kind of more vertical in our movements. Let's see, another common mistake would be heel striking, which often leads from overstriding, trying to take too far of a stride in our while we're jogging, and that can lead to injuries. It's another good one. Leaning back definitely, could cause a lot of lower back tightness. And for me, when I was a runner, I learned that when I would keep my torso really like too relaxed almost, I felt like I would get back pain. So I kind of try to keep my torso a little bit tight. You know, obviously you can't keep it tight like the whole time, like fully, you know, flexed. But I try to focus on just kind of keeping in my torso a little bit, not fully like flexed, but just like a little bit, you know, braced. And yeah, those are some common mistakes. So obviously running is it's not easy for everyone, and some people comes naturally, but it's just, you got to start small and kind of work your way up, and there's a lot of great resources. So thanks a lot.